Hey, what's good? This your man DU. This your man DU. And it's another episode of Talking Trash. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing out there? It's a hot day, another hot one in the city. And we about to make it hot today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk a little trash. I'm going to talk a little trash, talk a little junk. But before I do that, you see this Pulsar hat on my head, right? Everybody needs to get one. Everybody that's seen Talking Trash definitely need to get one of these hats. You can get it at Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com. Pulsar Entertainment LLC .mybigcommerce.com. You can get this Pulsar hat. My brother Dell had the same one on in white at my brother Tahim's birthday party. It was an all-white party. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you could get one of these hats and a Talking Trash stainless steel water bottle. Definitely need that out in this heat when you working out because it's hot and you got to stay hydrated. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't want to get dehydrated, especially not in the heat when you're out there running. Matter of fact, when I finish up this right here, you know what I'm saying, talking a little trash, it comes in different colors. Yo, that's for sure. It comes in different colors. That's for sure. Yo, Facebook user. You came up as Facebook user. Yo, put your name up. It just come up as Facebook user so I can holler at you. You know? But anyway, we had before I get into sports, I want to shout out my brother Tahim. My brother Tahim, he had a great birthday party Friday night. Beautiful event. I want to shout out his real brothers, right? His blood brothers is Kev, Slow, AZ, all of them for giving him a great birthday party. You know what I'm saying? That's that brotherly love right there. Yo, you can't beat it. But my brother Tahim had a great party, white party, got his dance on big time. Everybody was there. Oh, everybody was there, showing love. Yo, okay. Yeah, Mikey, what's good? What's good, Playboy? How you doing? So let's get into it real quick. We all know Patrick Beverly from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yo, he had an interesting week. Interesting week on SportsCenter, right? Pat Beverly was on SportsCenter talking his trash. He was going in on Chris Paul. He was going in on Chris Paul. He was going in just talking about how they call Chris Paul a cone. And you know, he was describing, how you do a cone drill in basketball. Anybody that knows how to play ball know how you do a cone drill in basketball. You dribble around the cones, you dribble around the cones, all the cones. You probably set up about 3 to 5 cones, and you dribble around the cones, right? And a cone is standing still. He was like, Chris Paul can't guard anybody in the league. He said Chris Paul gets calls because of his relationships in the NBA. He also said Chris Paul in the last minutes of of the games that they lost against the Dallas Mavericks should have been on the bench. How do you feel about Chris Paul how do you feel about Pat Bev talking about Chris Paul like that? Because I have to say, a couple of former NBA players came to Chris Paul's rescue. Matt Barnes, who's also on ESPN and has a podcast, a show. It's on Showtime called All the Smoke. You could I basically catch it on YouTube. He was like, Chris Paul sounds like a clown. He was like, I'm sorry, not Chris Paul. He said Pat Bev sounds like a clown. He was like, yo, Pat Bev isn't that guy, was never that guy. He was like, Chris Paul had a bad series, a bad game in the Phoenix Dallas series, but even with him having a bad game, he was like, his worst stats are still better than Pat Bev's best stats, right? And I feel like, yo, oh, you think his defense has to do with age? Yeah, Mike. Yeah, yo, you think his defense has to do with age? It might. I mean, right now it might be. I don't know Chris Paul to be a bad defender. You know, I've never looked at Chris Paul as a bad defender. I looked at Chris Paul. I looked at Chris Paul as that dude. That's how I looked at Chris Paul, right? Um, I still think that uh Chris Paul is that dude. You know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. Father Time catches up to everybody. There's Father Time has went undefeated. There's no beating Father Time, right? But even at even at 37 years of age, Chris Paul is 37 years of age, right? Um, I heard he's vegan. I heard he takes great care of his body, right? Like I think he's in that same camp, like with LeBron James, like where they spend hundreds, if not millions of dollars on taking care of their body because that's how they earn their living, running up and down that court. I've never looked at him, even at 37, as being a bad defender like Pat Beverly, uh, like Pat Beverly say he is. So you think he's a bad defender as well? I just never caught that, you know. Maybe because maybe I didn't catch it because I got so much respect for Chris Paul's game that I gave him that I probably wasn't paying attention, like of how bad a defender he was. Because like it was a shock to me that Pat Bev would even call, Chris Paul a cone. A cone. And not only seemed like Pat Bev is calling him a cone, it seemed like everybody else in the league is calling him a cone. And just before I came down here, I was watching the 2009 uh, NBA All-Star game. And that was when Chris Paul was in his first All-Star game. And I remember when Chris Paul used to play for the New Orleans Hornets. If you remember 2009, he was crazy. Chris Paul when he first came in the league, he was crazy. Yeah, Luka. Yeah, Luka's that dude. Luka is that dude. Period. Right? We all know Luka's that dude. Luka but Pat Bev, Pat Bev is the type of guy, he's aggressive on the court, and it seems like in all walks of life, he's aggressive. He's gonna say what's on his mind. He's not gonna pull any punches. He's gonna go in, right? So, but also what surprised me was how uh how many NBA players and former NBA players came to Chris Paul's defense. Because really, I thought Chris Paul was one of them dudes that was really not liked in the NBA. That's what I thought, you know? But I was proved wrong because like a lot of cats came to his defense, you know? A lot of cats came to his defense. And Dame Lillard was one of the cats that came to his defense. You know, Dame Lillard came to his defense. I believe Kendrick Perkins came to his defense. It was a lot of them. Steven Jackson came to his defense. But I just think Chris Paul is going to be one of those great players like Charles Barkley that just will never get an NBA championship. I don't think Chris Paul will ever get an NBA championship. You know, do I hope he gets one? Yeah, man. Like, I wish the best for everybody, but everybody's not going to get an NBA championship, right? There's some guys that's standing on the court, or well, sitting on the sidelines, I should say, that average 2 points a game, 1 rebound a game, and they got a ring, right? Just because they were on the right team. What you saying here? What we got here? Paul did way better. Hold on, let me see what you got. Paul did way better than Pat would have. Plus, has Cat and Edwards can do what Paul do. That's a fact. Cat and Edwards. Yo, look, Pat Bev is on a good team, a good young team with some horses. So he talking that talk, right? He on a good young team with some horses, and he talking that talk. Kind of feeling himself. But hey, we'll see what happens next season with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Question: would you still keep Karl-Anthony Towns on this specific team? And do you think D'Angelo Russell gets traded? If Karl-Anthony Towns leaves or D'Angelo Russell gets traded, that whole Minnesota Timberwolves team is different. Don't you think? Yeah. But that being said, talking about Chris Paul, and yo, you couldn't have told me that right now that Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns wouldn't be playing in the Western Conference Finals. I thought it was going to be Golden State and the Phoenix Suns. I thought we were going to see Steph Curry against Chris Paul. I was waiting for that matchup, right? I was waiting for that matchup. I couldn't. That's what I was expecting, right? But instead, we got Luka against Steph Curry. We got the Dallas Mavericks against the Golden State Warriors. Now, I looked up the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors has been a good team since 2013. So we can say they've only had one down year. And that was the year when Kevin Durant left, when Steph got hurt, when Clay got hurt. They had the terrible year. I think they won like 19 games. And they wound up, drafting James Wiseman. And now they got Kuminga and that kid Moody. But I think when they had that down year, they was able to draft Jordan Poole as well. So now, and I was talking to my man Ty coined this. You got the Splash Brothers giving it to the pool. You got the Splash Brothers. How he put it? He said you got the Splash Brothers in a pool. Yo, Jordan Poole has made them that much better. Yeah, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is a big reason the Golden State Warriors are who they are. Mark Jackson came in and changed that culture. Steve Kerr, and I'm not taking any credit away from Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr came in and added a little spice to it, but following that same culture because he knew what type of players he had. Mark Jackson was the first person to say that Steve Kerr. I mean, Mark Jackson was the first person to say that Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson would be the best shooting backcourt ever. You know, I mean, a lot of, I'm sure you're going to have some people that don't want to give Mark credit, but those that know do. They give Mark all the credit because he changed that culture. Because before then, the Golden State Warriors was not the best team of the decade. They were the worst team of the decade. The Golden State Warriors was like, associated with the Los Angeles Clippers, you know, the LA Clippers. Like they at one point was the laughing stock of the league, right? Like somewhat how we see the Knicks right now, right? But that's neither here nor there. Um, but I didn't expect when we talked the Western Conference final matchup, I didn't expect a Phoenix Golden Golden State. I mean, I didn't expect a Dallas Golden State matchup. I expected a Golden State Phoenix matchup, right? Matter of fact, at the beginning of the season, I thought we was going to have a Los Angeles Laker Phoenix Suns matchup in the Western Conference Finals. That's what I thought we were going to have. But due to the greatness of Luka and that Dallas Maverick team, we got a Dallas Maverick Golden State final. We got Dallas, and we got Dallas down 2-0 to Golden State. 2-0. I'm looking at I'm gonna be honest. I think Golden State gonna get them 4-0, man. I think Golden State gonna get them 4-0. It's just something about Klay, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry that's just speaking to me and saying, yo, these guys is gonna take them out in 4. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, we're going to talk about this Eastern Conference Finals. Yo, beginning of the season, anybody that sees me on Talking Trash every Sunday, I thought the Brooklyn Nets were going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I thought the Brooklyn, and not because I'm from Brooklyn. I'm not saying that because I'm from Brooklyn. Because if anything, I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm New York all day, and of course I ride with Brooklyn, right? But I just thought that the Nets were going to be, because they're the more talented team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they had James Harden at the time. I don't want to miss that. They had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, right? We all know what happened with Kyrie Irving around, this COVID issue. So I'm not going to speak on that. But I thought it was going to be the Nets and Milwaukee, honestly. You know, Kevin Durant, weak. What you mean from a physical standpoint? Because his game, he can play ball. But if you're talking about from a physical standpoint, I mean, his strength, I don't think his strength should be questioned now because he played so many years in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like he's a bona fide scorer, right? Yeah, but I don't think his strength should be questioned in the NBA because he spent so many years. Like, yeah, granted, like when he came out of college, he couldn't bench press 115 pounds. That is weak, right? That is weak. He couldn't bench press 115 pounds. But he's played so many years and at a high level, so I don't think his uh strength comes into a factor now. Like personally, would I want to play in the NBA with all those big boys and not have some muscle? Nah. You know what I mean? I think I would have bulked up, but I guess for Kevin Durant, it worked out. But I really thought again in the Eastern Conference, if you had told me Boston was going to be there, I would have called you crazy or liar. It would have been a strong debate, right? But Boston is there with the Miami Heat. In all respect to the Miami Heat, but that wasn't an organization that I thought was going to be here in the Eastern Conference Final, potentially going to the finals. Because let's rewind. Miami was in the finals against LA in the bubble and got beat, right? Then they came the following year and got beat in the first round. And they seem like like the most solid, disciplined organization because who they have in the front staff with Alonzo Mourning and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra as the coach, which I respect him more and more as a coach. Like he's doing things as a coach compared to when he had the big three. Yeah, the defense is amazing, right? So now, but you remember when they had the big three, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Eric Spoelstra was the coach, right? And I thought Eric Spoelstra was only benefiting because he had so much talent around him. And I'm talking about, when he had Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. And let me not forget Ray Allen, right? You almost want to say the big four, right? But I've watched this man coach subpar talent to great heights. So I respect Eric Spoelstra as one of the best coaches in the league. And yeah, you're right. They definitely learn from their mistakes quick. Because anybody that was in the finals that turn around and lose in the first round, then turn in the Eastern Conference Finals and have a good chance of going to the chip, they learn quick. Strong organization. Look, I want the Knicks to be so lucky. Knicks was in the playoffs, got bumped by Atlanta, didn't make the playoffs this year. Come back. Let's see you in the Eastern Conference Finals. But the surprise to me, man, is that Udoka, right? Udoka from Boston. Udoka from Boston. First year head coach in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum. Look, everybody wants to, you score 40 points, everybody want to put that superstar tag on you. When we talk superstar tag, that word superstar, to me, there's superstar, there's all-star, right? Superstar transcends sports in my uh to me, right? You know, Steph Curry's a superstar. LeBron James is a superstar. And what I mean by that, God bless the dead, if my grandmother was alive, she would know who Steph Curry and LeBron James is. And she's not a fanatic. She's not a fan of basketball. She wasn't a fan of basketball, right? If my mother was alive, she would know, like who LeBron James and Steph Curry are because they transcend the sport. Um, Jaylen Brown, uh, um, Jason Tatum is all stars. These two guys was two guys they said couldn't play together, right? And but they've learned how to play together. Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart makes this team tough. Grant Williams provides that toughness as well. Al Horford got resurrected from the dead. Yo, Al Horford was playing like a man possessed against Milwaukee. And then, like my brother here saying, Jimmy Butler different. Jimmy Butler is different. Jimmy Butler is the engine that makes that Miami Heat team go. Jimmy Butler is a winner. This series, you couldn't say it any better. This series will be a dogfight for sure. This series will be a dogfight 100%. I see it going 7, and I'm not picking a winner because I don't know who's going to win, man. I really don't know who's going to win. I just know, like you said, this series is going to be a dogfight. And those type of series are the ones that's most enjoyable to me. You know? Those are most enjoyable. And I'm a second that. Word. It's up in the air. I'm not putting any money down on anything. You know? I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe the score, but I'm not putting any money down on who's winning in that series, man. And I said, and I think I'm going to be proven wrong on this for sure. I'm able to admit when I'm wrong. I said whoever comes out the Eastern Conference is going to win the championship. I don't know, because just Golden State is tough. So I don't know who's going to win the championship. I think Golden State is coming out the West, but I don't know who's coming out the East. Scared money don't make no money. You're right. But I just don't know who's going to win. I just don't know. Like, it's got to be one of the two, right? But my heart is not saying, hey, I know Boston's coming out of the East. And then my heart is not saying, yo, put all your money on Miami, right? Like, I guess in case of betting, who's going to win just got to be decisive, pick one, and just roll with it, right? Because like you said, it's going to be a dogfight for sure. It's going to be a dogfight. I'm going to enjoy the series because I enjoy a great series, a great series. And I look forward to it going to 7. If it doesn't go 7, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. But with that being said, yo, shout out, Mikey, shout out to you, my G. You know, appreciate you chatting it up with me. You had some great insight. And this your man DU. I see y'all next Sunday, 12:30. You know, I'm sure there's gonna be more developments during the week, you know? And again, remember, get that pulsar gear, right? Get that pulsar gear, or that talking trash water bottle. I'm telling you, it's gonna keep your fluids, keep your water, your juice, your soda, whatever you drink, real cold in this heat. Get it at pulsar-entertainment LLC.mybigcommerce.com. Yo, it's your man DU's talking trash. Y'all appreciate y'all, man. Yo, I'm out. Take care.